It's basically a straight-ahead blues using sus chords. It's like a 3-chord blues. It's got an F sus, which is an E-flat triad over F, which I just talked about. So I'm basically going to go back and forth between F and E-flat over F7. There's a piano player comping on this, so you'll be able to hear that. And then it goes to the 4 chord, which is B-flat sus, which is like an A-flat triad over B-flat. So I'm going to go back and forth between B-flat and A-flat, and I'll mix in a couple of other things. And then the 5 chord, C7 sus, it's a B-flat triad. And then it goes back. So it's almost like a 3-chord rock and roll blues, except it's got sus chords instead of regular dominant chords. Now, just getting back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's very important to mix in other things. So I'm going to maybe throw in elements of the bebop scale. I mean, I can do a whole class on that, but just for those of you that aren't aware of what this is, it's just a dominant 7th scale with an extra note added. It's a dominant mixolydian or dominant with an E natural. So the note that's added is this. It's the natural 7th, and 9 times out of 10 you play it on the upbeat, where it's out of harm's way and it doesn't clash with the flat 7 of the chord. So I'm going to mix in elements of that. Now that scale is really like 4 chord tones. The root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the flat 7. So you can actually start that scale or invert the scale like you would a chord, you know. There I'm starting on the 3rd. A, G, F, E, E flat, D, C. Then I can start on the C, the 5th, flat 7, and then the root. And then you can go up and down in the scale any which way you want. And you can sort of meander through the scale and change the contour. So you have to basically know what that scale is. At some point, if I do another class, I might do a whole class on just the bop scales. But I'm going to incorporate that in this, and I'm going to play off some of those other triads. I'll probably add some neighbor notes and a few other things. Because when I play, as I say, when I play, I try not to think too much about what I'm doing. I try and just think about the, you know, keeping it free. Because as soon as you start thinking too much about what you're doing, you inevitably get in your own way. And you know, then you start trying too hard, and this music is supposed to be music in the moment. I mean, in an ideal world. So, let's see what we have here.
1, 2, 3, 4.